Tucker Carlson on Ben Shapiro not caring about America, usury, and pornography seeks to rot a society from the inside and destroy it. Okay, based.
And it's interesting because people like Levin and Ben Shapiro, who at one point had this like media empire propped up by Facebook, the Daily Wire, with some good people on it. You know, it's fine. But Ben Shapiro spent, I don't know, a decade posing as someone who actually cared about your concerns as an American. He did it imperfectly. There were flashes that he didn't really care. But he's like, no, I'm a conservative. I'm not just interested in the fortunes of one tiny country in the Middle East with a population of 9 million. No, I have a lot of interests. I really care about this country, and I'm against the trans movement or whatever. But increasingly, as everyone's gotten more hysterical.
It's so funny how the talking points bubble up from Twitter anons.
And prone to sort of blurting out the truth, that veil has dropped, and you can see what Ben Shapiro really, really cares about. So this is a very revealing exchange that took place 6 days ago, last Thursday, on stage with Megyn Kelly. Ben Shapiro was just sitting there being interviewed by Megyn Kelly and said something like, well, Tucker Carlson's, for Maduro, the communist leader of Venezuela, who I guess were on the way to killing or something, forcing out, regime changing him. And he defended Maduro, didn't he? And Megyn Kelly says, well, Tucker said in his show that Maduro, most people didn't know this, whatever his many faults, I wouldn't hire him as an economist, okay? But whatever his many faults, has the most socially conservative country. Banned abortion, banned gay marriage, banned sex changes, and banned usury.
Tucker's made the point that Maduro is culturally conservative.
Who gives a shit? The guy's a communist dictator. Everyone in his country is eating dog. He's shipping fentanyl to the United States to kill Americans. Why do I give a shit whether he's anti-LGBTQ rights?
Who gives a shit? I do. I'm not moving to Venezuela. I'm not pro-Maduro. But I care about that. Why wouldn't I care about that? I've got kids. First of all, I'm against abortion. Sorry. Unpopular. I feel that way. I think it's really sad. I would personally become poorer to end abortion, voluntarily become poorer to end abortion in the United States. That's not a choice. Don't want to become poorer, but I would because I care about it. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're offended that I do, but I care about it. Lots of people care about it. I don't think pornography is good. That really hurts people. I don't think pretending that the sexes are the same is good. And you claimed that you didn't think it was good, but it turns out, quote, I don't give a shit. Maduro's against Israel. Oh. I don't give a shit. Well, you spent like a decade pretending you did give a shit. You were on the side of like normal Americans who have a mix of concerns. They definitely care about economics and they care about social issues too because they have children.
Already a way better hit piece against Shapiro than what he did against Tucker and Nick.
And they see where this is going. It's not good. Your economic condition is not the only measure of health. Your spiritual condition matters too. It's just a fact. It does. If you're totally degraded, it doesn't matter how much money you have. It's not worth it. It's not worth getting the whole world and losing your soul. Sorry. And most people feel that way, but not Ben Shapiro. He doesn't give a shit. So why the hostility? Well, maybe because if you keep talking about the so-called social issues, which are not limited to abortion and pornography and gay marriage, the trans issue, they get pretty quickly to economics, to usury, to lending money and interest.
Whoa! He went there. Oh my God. Usury. That old anti-Semitic trope. What is happening?
And most people, including me, are not against lending money and interest conceptually, but it depends on what interest rate it's being loaned at. So there are payday loans in this country that are 600% annual. 600% interest annually? And who's taking payday loans in this? Well, poor people are. And they're never getting out of it. They're car loans. They're credit card. There's private credit. We used to call it loan shark. At exorbitant rates so high that people will never get out from under them. They're enslaved by it. It's called debt slavery. It's 100% real. It's not an ideological point. It's just an obvious observation. And it was one of the observations that Charlie Kirk was making on a daily basis before he was assassinated, which is interesting. And it's that kids are buying food on credit. Buy now, pay later. That's credit. You're paying interest on that, whether they call it that or not. Late fees. People are loaning you money at a much higher interest rate than, say, rich people are borrowing money. And that's bad because it's really hard to get out of. And if you're wondering why the average American homebuyer, American-born homebuyer, is almost 40 years old, when the year I graduated from college, it was 28. How did that happen? People are in too much debt. This is the, probably if it isolated.
It's not 40. It's like 60. Something I heard, which made me feel less pathetic not having a home. Hey, Grok, what is the current most up-to-date median age of American first-time homeowners. The median age of a home buyer in the U.S. now stands at 61. Oh, this is home buyer, not first-time necessarily. Look, May 28, 56. Half a year later, 61. It went up by like 5 years in 6 months. And you can see the line here. You can see the line shoots up. Anyway.
Debt for young people is probably the number one issue, which is to say it's the number one thing that is destroying them and making it impossible for them to get married and have children, which Ben Shapiro told us he cared about. And that's the conversation that they absolutely don't want to have. So if you say, well, Maduro, whatever his many faults, probably stole the election. It looks that way to me. I don't know, but it looks that way. People say he's bad. Okay, I believe you. He's bad, but he doesn't have that, and that's a good thing. And Ben Shapiro's like, I don't give a shit. Shut up. He's a communist. It makes you wonder how we're defining communist here. Because, of course, in the United States, communist no longer means someone who believes Marx and Engels. It has nothing to do with academic theory. That's all gone. Communist in the United States is a synonym for someone who seeks to rot a society from within and destroy it. And I guess I would argue that if you don't give a shit about pornography or 63 million abortions in the United States since Roe v. Wade or whatever, and if you don't care about 600% annual interest rates on payday loans being given to the poor, who's the communist exactly? Who's trying to rot this country from the inside? Who doesn't care about the destruction?
Rot this country from the inside.
Of human beings in our country. It's not me.
He knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. E. Michael Jones, great point, but Tucker retains his nominalist view of the world by refusing to propose the proper categories. What do Ben Shapiro and Mark Levin have in common other than obnoxious? Well, no, that's the thing. Tucker knows. It's like Nick said, he's the king of gaslighting. He uses all the tropes without saying it. That just drives them crazy. They wish he would say it. The way he connected Ben Shapiro to usury there, that was masterful. Okay. Yeah, there's some slow kids in the back of the class who aren't going to get it. Tucker is signaling to people who already do get it that he also gets it. And E. Michael Jones doesn't think white is a category. So what's that all about? 35-pound teen starvation charges. Oh, God, this looks like a good one to watch while I'm eating my lunch.
First here at 6 o'clock, a Wisconsin teenager starved almost to death.
Her father and 3 other adults are in jail tonight, charged with chronic child neglect. 12 News Hannah.
3 other adults. What is this? What is average polycule? What do you guys think is the situation going on here? 4 morbidly obese people, 1 man, 3 women. They're all the fattest people I've ever seen in my life. They all have different last names except for Melissa Goodman. Okay, so wife, side hose. This guy's got 2 side hose and you can't even get a call back, Anon.
Hilliard explains the horrific conditions prosecutors say the child endured.
Now, this story does come with a warning, as the details we're about to hear are difficult to hear.
It's in this trailer investigators say a 14-year-old girl weighing just 35 pounds lived locked in a room, her mattress on the floor, needing permission to eat and go to the bathroom.
And it's alleged that the minor child was, quite frankly, living in a house of horrors.
The 4 adults living with her, the girl's father, Walter Goodman, his wife, Melissa Goodman, his stepdaughter, Savannah Lefevre, and Lefevre's partner, Kayla Stemler.
What, lesbians?
Now all facing 5 counts of...
Whoa. Who called it as fat lesbian stepdaughter and her girlfriend? Did anybody have that one on their bingo card? I sure didn't. How old is the woman and what are their ages? I need to know everyone's age involved in this. 35 pounds is crazy, by the way.
Chronic child neglect.
I could curl that teen. I just can't wrap my head around this kind of evil. They're all so fat. And this girl is wasting away and they're complaining about having to give her like any food at all. Dude, you're so fucking fat.